Market recap for October 16th, 2018. Looking at the SPY, bounced off the 200-day moving average, closed higher, up about 2% today. Percent K is crossing above percent D on stochastics. It's a good sign for bulls. Definitely a good indicator that we should start looking at long positions. QQQ, similar picture, gapped up today, closed higher, up almost 3%. Now we're just dealing with July, or actually June resistance levels. Overhead resistance, we have the 100-day, 50-day, and then all-time highs above 187. Closed above the 4-day, another good sign for QQQ. Technology name has taken a beating. It's nice to see that they are making a comeback. Russell 2000, still trading below the 200-day moving average. If you're wondering what this resistance level is, goes all the way back to June, July, and March. Once we did break above in May, IWM took off, made about 9 points in a month, 5% return in a month. So expect 160 to be a little bit of a resistance. If bulls reclaim this level, then 200-day moving average, we do want to get above that, showing that there is breadth and strength underneath the hood. Individual names that we can start looking to take a position in. XPO is a strong name. Revenue growth is in the teens, 16 this quarter, 18 last quarter. Earnings due on October 31st. Earnings growth this quarter 63%, last quarter 100%. Relative strength is in the 90s. We do have a deep base that started back in June. Low point in July at 94.4. And then this looks like a deep cup in the making here. Be wary that earnings are coming up. So if you want to play it alongside, keep earnings risk in mind. Short-term names that we can play some oversold bounces. AAXN undercut the August lows of 56.09 on Monday, up 7.3% today. If you look at stochastics, percent D is at 15, very oversold. Percent K breaking above, good sign, closed above the 4-day moving average. Name to take advantage of with strong revenue, strong earnings. CNDT, recent IPO tech name. We do see some resistance at this prior price high of 2107. Similar picture here. On the lower right hand corner, stochastics oversold, breaking above the 20, closed above the 4-day moving average, held above the 200-day moving average throughout this entire sell-off. Today closed above the 100-day moving average. Strong stock that we can participate at least in the short term. Earnings due on November 14th, so keep that in mind. CTRL, another electronics name, flat 200-day moving average, gap up, didn't make any headway, had a hard time breaking above 36, tried once, tried twice, failed, retested the 200-day moving average today, and then bounced up, closed above the 4-day. Stochastics deeply oversold here. If we look at earnings, it's due on November 1st. Earnings growth 38%. Last quarter, 1,000% the quarter before. Revenue is growing in the teens. PE is at 31, so another name to keep on the radar. Grub didn't even touch the 200-day, just incredible strength in this name. Oversold stochastics, very similar picture here. However, if you look at earnings and revenue growth, earnings grew at 81% this quarter, 83% last quarter. Revenue is growing at 50%. This is a very strong name. However, we do have earnings coming out next Wednesday. So if we do want to play this, play at least up until next Wednesday. And then we'll play the earnings from there. A couple strong names today. Adobe, ADBE, another one of these oversold bounces. Never closed below the 200-day. Now it's trading above the 50-day. Just a strong superb name here. Regeneron Healthcare is making a strong push, broke above the 200-day back in July, never really had a lot of weakness. Today, trying to test that 400 level. Stock used to be at 540. You want to see all major moving averages line up and then push higher. Another strong name, ANET, up about 5.77% today. However, we do see that bearish cross that's forming. We do see the stock break above the 200-day. We have a chance of testing that 310. However, anything that's trading below the 200-day, we do want to stay away. ADSK, another strong name today, up about 5%. Closed below the 200-day, shook out a bunch of longs, and then made a strong push to close above the 100-day today. All in all, stocks are acting a little better, coming off of deep oversold levels. Another long name that we were looking at last week, LW, tried to break out, failed because the market fell apart today. It pushed higher, almost 3%, all-time closing high today. Volume was a bit on the low side. Today we traded 1 million shares, average is about 1 million shares. So maybe we want to nibble on this stock, don't get too aggressive here because of volume lacking. MUR, another strong name that tried to make 52-week high, failed because of the market pullback, and then held above the 4-day throughout this entire time. We do have a position here, and we are seeing energy making a strong rotation. That's it for today. Keep an eye on IWM to see if we make some additional headway, and then do place a couple at least long trades. Lastly, SQ, another strong name here. Never really touched the 200-day. Bounced off the 100-day today, up almost 7%. So there's plenty of stocks to take and at least nibble on until we get a clearer picture of how broader indexes will work.